Celebrating 15 years of podcasting, here's a memorable moment from the Adam Carolla Show's Ace Awards archives.
They have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have it. They're putting him on trial in March of next year in the J6 case, which basically consists of trying to send him to prison for the rest of his life for complaining about the last election. That's literally what it is. Again, if this were happening in Moldova, the State Department would issue an all-hands-on-deck order to let the world know this is not a legitimate government. And yet, our government is doing it. It's hard to overstate how bad this is, and I don't know where it's going, but there's a collision that's clearly imminent. And by the way, the president is senile in a way that's impossible to deny. Biden's not running the government. I don't know. I've never been this worried about anything as I am about where this is going.
Now, for some new memorable moments, let's get back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Jamie's hanging with us. We got some news coming.
So there is a Spanish-Dutch artist who is set to marry an AI hologram this summer.
Wow. Yeah, it's on.
Here we go.
It's on.
Yeah, so it's going to be, according to them, a unique ceremony. This AI hologram was trained on data related to her previous romantic partners. But she also had a previous relationship with a mannequin named Pierre. So I guess she's trying to break the pattern and go AI.
Yeah. I don't trust any artists anymore. I would have been fine with artists, hundreds of years ago, like the Dutch masters and stuff like that. When I was young, if someone said artist, you were like, oh, someone can paint a hand that almost looks real, whatever. Now it's always just some fucking nut job. Yoko Ono's an artist. You know what I mean? Everyone's, I did piss Christ. I put Christ in a tumbler and pissed in it, and I put it in a museum. Like, I don't trust artists anymore. If someone tells me I'm at a party and someone goes, I'm an artist, I'm going to think you're a nut job unless you can fucking sketch me something right now. Now, see that bowl of fruit over there, dude?
Go.
Yeah, go. And then we can continue this, because otherwise I don't think you're a nut job who wants to marry a hologram.
You should have to do that first. Like, there was a lady who did an exhibit where people would just sit across from her and she would just look at them. Did you hear about that? It was like for days. But I'm with you. Like, I think you should have to prove you could paint the fruit, and then you could do this shit. Right? We need a compulsory. They do it in figure skating. You got to do a figure eight. You got to do a hoop and a loop and a sub. You got to do the compulsory shit, and then go freestyle it. But I need you to draw me that bowl of fucking fruit.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you an artist.
I could see in 10 years you get in a self-driving car and the car's like, just trying to get away from my wife.
That's right.
That's the artist.
Yeah, I know nothing about art, but I saw like some Picasso stuff, like some modern art, and I was like, I feel like Picasso was like, I wish I could get some money for this shit I did when I was like 6.
I'm not a defender of Hunter Biden, but his modern art is every bit as good as any modern art I've ever seen in my life.
Totally.
And it's not a Fox talking point. It's really an indictment for modern artists.
Yeah.
The same way the salmon wasn't an indictment of the great folks from Alaska. It was a tip of the cap to Trader Joe's. I am saying, okay, hold on a second. My sister dated the son of a renowned modern artist. His name was Ed Moses, I think it was. I think it was Ed Moses, not the
There's
Olympic
an artist named
hurdler.
Ed Moses.
Right. He would sell his paintings for hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. He mostly drew big circles.
Wow.
He just like big orbs. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is Ed Moses, who was a renowned modern artist, one's actually not as bad as Show me some more. Show me some orbs. I've been to his gallery. Hunter Biden's shit that he draws with a crazy straw is every bit as good as Ed Moses's best work. And that's a fucking junkie who just gets his money from China and only does the art.
It's a rolled up dollar bill.
He sells his art for $500K as a money laundering scam. It's not like someone just said, what's the best way to get this guy money? Well, he can't go to Ukraine and shake down energy companies anymore. But what if you did retarded art and then we just got donors to anonymously give you $500,000 for it? And he's like, all right, I'll be an artist.
Yep.
Hunter Biden shit is every bit as good as any modern artist shit.
How do you sell your first modern art thing?
How do you do the first one?
I can see the next one, but how do you sell the first? Like, who's the first guy that?
Right.
How do you get your first one?
Someone would pay $500,000 for an Ed Moses now because there's a market.
You need a dad like Taylor Swift.
This is right up there with who ate the first lobster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going, what? Get away from that fucking thing. How do you do the first one?
Yeah. I don't get the deniers of that Biden's old. The people that go like, oh, he's sharp as a tack, or like the Hunter. I don't. I heard I was behind Hunter Biden once at a hot dog stand, and he goes, "How many cocaine straws do I owe you?"
That's how he pays for things.
That's a drug addict.
That's his currency.
And he paints with a cocaine straw too.
Yeah.
He blows bubbles into it. We found cocaine at the White House, and it's not a thing. And the FBI destroyed it, or the Secret Service destroyed it. Like anybody.
When people said
cameras there, we don't know.
Well, I mean, that's not as ridiculous as the fact that on a laptop, whether it was Hunter's laptop or not, there are pictures of him snorting cocaine off of a hooker's asshole.
All right.
Now, it doesn't matter if where the laptop is from. Well, thank God there's no pictures of Hunter Biden doing coke off a Russian hooker's asshole.
Which I don't have as much a problem with that,
right?
Is that it's not a hard enough surface. I just feel like it's a difficult cocaine
it's
surface.
not effective.
I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Also, like, how do you have? People would go like, it's got to be Hunter's cocaine. And I would go, I don't think so because it was some left.
That's right.
Do you know? Like, you never doing cocaine and somebody goes like, man, do you got like Tupperware or something? We got way too much.
Leftovers.
Yeah, got a baggie or something?
Yeah, it's true. You just do it until it's done.
We got way too much cocaine.
Yeah. No one's ever said that.
Yeah. Well, Rolling Stone just published an article about drugs at the White House.
What?
Yeah. During the Trump administration. So Trump's White House was awash in speed and Xanax during it. It said that, senior administration officials and others who worked at the White House, they were often given speed for things as minor as an energy boost during a particularly long shift.
We're given speed?
Yeah.
What does that mean? They weren't snorting like trucker speed, you know.
I imagine maybe a pill of some
They're
sort.
giving a Xanax or whatever.
Yeah.
They're given whatever you do with ADHD. Is that
I don't know.
Ritalin
Rolling
or-
Stone, there's a quote that says it was like the Wild West. Things are pretty loose. Whatever someone needs, we're gonna fill this.
Listen, I'm all for pharmaceutical interventions, like when they have guys, back in the day who flew like U-2 surveillance planes and stuff like that, and they'd have to be in the air for 18 hours or whatever. They'd dose them up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like if you're like an air traffic controller, take some speed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I always felt like what was weird with drugs is you ever see like they would test an Olympic athlete and they would say like, oh, this snowboarder tested positive for like weed or something. I feel like you should get a higher score because that makes it harder.
Oh yeah.
I think you should have to help your sport.
It depends what the drug is. Like I remember there was a championship boxer who won the belt and tested positive for weed.
Yeah.
And then took the belt away. And I was like, he needs a second belt.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
The weed is not performance enhancing. And the last thing you want to do is box or train to box when you're high. And if it's helping the person, then strip them of the title.
How do you think his opponent feels hearing that?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, he's actually better than this.
He's stoned?
Yes. All right. Sorry.
All right, let me get back to here. So, speaking of cocaine, so Johnny Manziel. Yeah. So, did you see that clip of him talking about him losing all that weight? He was on Club Shay Shay.
No, but I saw his doc.
Oh yeah, the doc is great on Netflix. Yeah, so here's him just talking about losing all that weight.
I was 210 pounds when I left Cleveland. I was 170 pounds sitting in Vegas that August, that September, October, whatever it was later in that year. How you lose 40 pounds? You're on a strict diet of blow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love that he's doing all this media now. And so when the 2024 Heisman Trophy winners announced.
Maybe Oprah's on the booger sugar.
She looks good.
Maybe
She's not
Ozempic.
naming what drug it is. So
she's
anything's
doing
on
something.
anything's on the
Yeah.
table or the stripper's ass. So when the 2024 Heisman Trophy winner is announced, don't expect to see Johnny Manziel there, though. Because, at every Heisman Trophy, all past winners join the stage to welcome the next star. But Johnny, he tweeted, after careful thought and consideration, I will be humbly removing myself from the trophy ceremony until Reggie Bush gets his trophy back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says, it doesn't sit right with my morals and values that he can't be on that stage with us every year. Reggie is the Heisman Trophy. Do the right thing. NCAA, the ball is in your court.
Well, this is like performance-enhancing drugs. Like Reggie Bush, a donor, a contributor, an alumni, bought him like a 94 Chevelle and put rims on it or something. And it was like probably $8,000 worth of car, and they dropped it off at his house. And now he doesn't get the Heisman. But how did that help him on the field? When he took the punt return to the house, or 240 all-purpose yards against Arizona State. What the fucking Chevelle was at his dad's house in the driveway.
Yeah.
I think somebody leased him a house, or his dad a house, or something.
Him and his family received gifts while he was playing for the Trojans.
But fine. How did it help? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
He still earned it.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Like, how did it help?
Yeah, so Manziel, even in the Netflix documentary, he said he admitted that he made money, but after he won the Heisman. So he's saying the only difference between my story and Reggie's is that my illegal activities didn't start until after my Heisman.
And by the way, whatever they're doing now, they're getting paid. I mean, Bronny James is getting paid.
Right.
So college students, athletes are getting paid now. So
get Reggie in there. Get Johnny and Reggie back in the ceremony.
Give OJ's Heisman back as long as killing those people did not help.
He still did all that. He still earned it.
He's grandfathered in with the Heisman. I mean, that was far before the glove or anything. Yeah, give everyone their Heisman. Give me one while we're talking about it. Just you know what?
Give Oprah one.
Forget about all these fakakta honorary doctorates. Bill Cosby's going to get an honorary. Jon Stewart's going to get an honorary. How about an honorary Heisman? I like football. I'm prominent.
I would like to start this campaign. Let's get out of an honorary Heisman.
Or Stanley Cup. You know what I mean? Like, who wants another fucking... Bill Cosby had like 186 doctorate. He was probably all in the trunk of his car.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the...
How does that even work, the honorary part?
What if I got one? What if I went to school for 18 years and then they just give one to you? Am I not angry?
Also, it's a weird thing to be like, if someone wants to give me a nickel-plated revolver or something, I'll go, oh, thanks. But if it's just, if you made me a document that said, Adam Carolla fucked Gina Lola Brigida in 1967, I'd go, I wish I did, but that I didn't do it. Yeah, so what are we talking about here? You know what it's like? Remember, if you had a friend whose parents had any kind of money at all when you were a kid, they had that stupid picture of them, or like a Wheaties box with a picture of their kid on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like athlete of the year. But it's a 9-year-old and he's wearing his Pop Warner football jersey. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean any.
So
what's the honorary doctorate mean?
I don't know, but I mean, if anybody listening, the sound of my voice, can give Adam Carolla an honorary doctorate from their institution, we'll happily accept.
I have plaques for like honorary this and honorary that on the wall. There may be a day. There may be an Adam Carolla day in Vegas. I don't know. I've never looked at any of it twice because it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it can't help.
I didn't earn.
I did a job interview, right? You go, I got a degree. It's honorary. That can't help you
Yeah.
land the job.
No, it's right.
You just got it for nothing.
All it says is that you've risen to a level of prominence
Yeah.
so that we would give you a meaningless piece of paper
Yeah, well,
with
you
your
didn't do
name on it.
anything.
You didn't do anything, but you're so important in the other shit you do
Yeah.
that we're giving you this shit.
Like if your surgeon had an honorary degree, you go, I don't want that guy.
I don't want that guy.
No,
That's right.
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Maybe that's why you woke up in the middle of the colonoscopy. Maybe that wasn't a real
Yeah, you
degree
should
in
check
that
that
guy's
certificate
office.
a little closer.
All right. Our guests are here, right? Yeah? For the second show?
Yes.
All right. There's just two of them, so I just want to make sure they're both here. Jamie, let me give you a plug here, my friend. Laugh Factory coming up. Covina. That's Covina, California Laugh Factory. And then Reno, another Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
Covina's March 7th, and then Reno is going to be March 14th through the 16th. Jamie Lissow, LISSOW.
Yep,
.com.
that is correct. And you
his
pronounced it
podcast.
correctly. Thank you. Oh, yeah, and I got a podcast.
Afraid to ask.
Afraid to Ask with his doctor, Galpal.
Yeah, with my doctor, Galpa, we do some medical questions, and I find spaces for dick jokes.